Hello students. In the previous two classes, we have solved 6 marks questions of 2018 and 2019. Today, we will solve 2020 question paper problems of 6 marks. So, my request is those who have not subscribed for this channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon button to get continuous notification, and also you will get the updates about our channel, especially for students, right? So let us take 2020 question paper, that is 6 marks question, section C. First question, question number 19. Classify the following accounts into assets, capital, liabilities, expenses, bar losses, and revenues and gains. First item, A, machinery account. Machinery account is an asset. Machinery account is an asset. So it is asset. Then B, goodwill account. Goodwill is also an asset. Goodwill is also an asset. Then C, bad debts. Bad debts account. Bad debt means it is a dead debt. That means we are not going to get back. It is called as loss. It is called as loss. It will not happen always. It happens once in a way. So it is a loss. So it is loss. It is loss. Then D, rent received account. Rent received. Rent received account. Usually rent means you will think of what actually the expenses, but you must be here very careful. It is rent received means you are getting rent. When you are getting rent, it is called as revenue. It is called as revenue. Revenue. Next, E, outstanding salary account. O bar S means outstanding salary. That means still you have not paid the salary to your staff. That means you have to pay the salary to your staff. Anything is payable is a liability. Is a liability. Next, F, furniture account. I need not tell you about furniture. Furniture is an asset. So furniture account is asset. Asset. Next, G, prepaid salary account. Prepaid salary account. Wonderful. Prepaid salary. It is very simple. Anything you do in advance, it is an advance. That means it is an asset. Assuming that tomorrow lesson that you are going to study today only, it's a plus point. It is an asset. Yesterday lesson also have not what I read, then it is a liability. But here prepaid, the salary has already been prepaid, that means paid in advance, then it is asset. Then it is asset. Next, H, interest receivable account. Interest receivable account. Receivable account. You have to receive. Anything is receivable. Anything receivable is an asset. Anything is receivable is an asset. Bills payable account. Bills payable account. Anything is payable, it is not asset, it is liability. Liability. Next, discount allowed account. J, discount allowed account. Discount allowed account. That means discount is a regular thing which happens in the business. Then it is called as what actually? It is allowed. Discount received is a profit, or what you call revenue. Discount allowed is an expense. So it is expense. Expense. Next, K. Drawings account. Drawings account. Drawings account. It's a tricky because when you say that capital, liabilities, expenses, losses, and revenue gains, then where you have to write, say drawings belongs to the proprietor. That means it will be entered, that means from the capital it will be deducted. So it is called as capital. It is called as capital. Then last item L, capital account. Capital account, name itself will get you the definition. It is capital. You may be surprised both how it will be capital. One is credit balance, the other one is debit balance, where from the credit balance the debit balance will be deducted. Assuming you have invested 1 lakh to run your family, you have drawn 10,000, then your capital will be reduced by 10,000, it comes to only 90,000. So that is the American system of method. It says that drawings, it is what actually capital. Capital account is also capital. Now question number 20. Prepare analytical petty cash book from the following transactions. 2018. 1st August 2018, received cash from main cashier 2000. Paid printing 200, bought of furniture 400, paid for wages 100, and paid wages 200. So printing and stationery. So when you make this column, it is very simple. Amount debit side, date, then particulars, voucher number, total payment, analysis of payment, printing and stationery, postage and telegrams, wages, others. Even you can write sundries. You cannot really classify, then you can write it in others or what actually sundries column. So let us start. Received cash from main cashier 2000 on 1st August 2018. 1st August 2018 to cash account. To cash, how much you have received? 2000, debit side. Whenever you do, then you should be on the debit side. Then 6th 8 2018, you have paid printing rupees 200. By printing, total payment column 200, and printing and stationery is one and the same, 200. Bought stationery 400 on 8th August. 8th August 2018, by stationery, that is 400, again in printing and stationery column 400. Then 12/8 2018, by postage, how much? 100, total column 100, postage and telegrams 100. P bar S, printing and stationery, P bar T, postage and telegrams. Then 30th 8 2018, wages paid, by wages 200, total column 200, then wages column 200. There ends the matter. Now we have to total it up. How to total it up? Nothing is there in this column. 600 plus 300, 900. 600, 100, 200. Horizontally and vertically it is 900. 6 plus 7, 7 plus 2 is 9. 699. So total is how much actually? 2000. Cash we have received 2000. So take 2000 on the other side. 2000. So balance cash available is 1100. By balance carried down 1100. Then next month, that is on 1/9/2018, to balance brought down 1100. If they ask you to prepare under Impress system, whatever the amount that you have spent during the last month, you take that 900 rupees to cash, then it becomes once again 2000. Impress means maintaining a minimum balance in the beginning of the week or beginning of fortnight or beginning of the month. It all depends on how we follow our petty cash book. So that is called as impressed, maintaining the minimum balance on the first day. This is called as analytical petty cash book. Now 21st problem. Enter the following transactions in a simple cash book. Friends, you remember very well that simple cash book, it is almost there in all question papers. And in alternative question papers, we are seeing the analytical petty cash book and classification of accounts. So it is sure that you are going to get even this year also this type of problems. So let us prepare simple cash book. It is date particulars, JF amount, date particulars, JF amount, debit, credit. Cash in hand, that is on 1st July 2017, 1/7/2017, to balance brought down 20,000. Cash received from Raju 5,000. Cash account debtor to Raju's account 6/7/2017 to Raju's account 5,000. Purchase goods from Mallu for cash. From whoever we have purchased, that's a different, but you are purchasing on the basis of cash. So 9/7/2017 by purchases 6,000. By purchases 6,000. Sold goods for cash 10,000. That is cash account debtor to sales account 20th/7/2017 to sales account 10,000. Then paid salary on 30th July 2017, salary account debtor to cash account 30th/7/2017 by salary account, it is 4,000. That's all. It is the entries are there. Assuming, so you must be very careful whether you are going to enter such type of entries in simple cash book or not. Assuming purchase goods from Mallu rupees 6,000. If such type of entries has been given, you are not supposed to enter that one in simple cash book because it is not at all a cash transaction, it was a credit transaction. But here it's very talent, purchase goods from Mallu for cash. That means it is not credit transaction, it is cash transaction. This is how you should read the question paper. If you read the question paper properly, half the problem is solved. Now let us total it up. 5, 3, 35,000, 10,000 is out. So remaining is 25,000 by balance carried down 25,000. Next date is 1/8/2017 to balance brought down 25,000. Very simple cash book is over. Okay. Now let us go to the next question, 22nd question. Rectify the following errors. An amount of rupees 2,000 spent on repairs to machinery has been debited to machinery account. When you pay towards repairs, it should have been repairs account debtor to cash account. So instead of writing repairs, you have written what actually? Machinery. Now machinery is a wrong entry. Cancel machinery and replace what actually? Repairs. Date has not given, you need not worry. Write the transaction rectification entry, repairs account debtor 2000 to machinery account 2000. Now the wrong debit machinery account has been what actually rectified. You are supposed to write narration. I hope if you have learnt my previous classes where I have given you what is the meaning of narration. Narration is the brief history of the transaction which plays the vital role, which tells what about that transaction. So here machinery account was wrongly debited has been rectified to repairs account. That is narration. So first transaction is over. Next, an amount of rupees 4,000 withdrawn by proprietor has been debited to office expenses account. How can it be? It has been spent by the proprietor for personal expenses. Personal expenses means it is drawings. Instead of drawings, you have written what actually office expenses. Now cancel office expenses, debit what actually the drawings. So drawings account debtor 4,000 to office expenses account 4,000. Narration: office expenses wrongly debited has been rectified to drawings account. Narration is over. Next, the third transaction. A sum of rupees 4,000 received from Radha has been credited to Sudha. You have received from Radha. The credit has been given to Sudha. So very simple. Now you have to what actually credit Radha, then debit what actually Sudha. So that means rectification entry is Sudha's account debtor 4,000 to Radha's account 4,000. Wrong credit given to Sudha has been rectified and credited to Radha. Credited to Radha. Now, an amount paid towards salary, rupees 5,000, has been debited to rent account. You have paid the expenses of salary, but it has been debited to rent account. Rent account is wrong. You have debited. How to take it out? Credit rent, debit what actually? Salary. So, salary account debtor 5,000 to rent account 5,000. Wrong debit made to rent account has been rectified by debiting salary account. By debiting salary account. Next, extension of building rupees 50,000 has debited to repairs account. You have extended building means building is an asset, repairs is an expense. Asset account has been debited to what actually repairs account. That is wrong. Now cancel repairs, debit what actually building. So building account debtor, buildings account debtor 50,000 to repairs account, to repairs account 50,000, 50,000. Wrong debit made towards repairs has been rectified by debiting buildings account, buildings account. Now last journal entry, last journal entry. Function for, it is wrong printing, it is furniture. So question paper has printed what do you call in the question paper itself some wrong things. It is not function purchase, it is furniture purchase. So sometimes it happens in the question paper. Don't worry, I hope you can read perfectly. You cannot purchase function, you can purchase only furniture. Furniture purchase rupees 20,000 has debited to purchase account. When you say purchase, when you go make goods purchases, then you will come actually goods. But here you are purchasing what? You are purchasing furniture. So furniture rupees 20,000 has debited to purchase account. Cancel purchase, debit what actually? Furniture. So furniture account debtor, furniture account debtor 20,000 to purchases account, to purchases account 20,000. Wrong debit made towards purchases, purchases has been rectified and debited to furniture account, furniture account. See, you have to learn one thing in these journal entries. It is not only simply what actually writing the journal entries. So these type of entries are called as compensating errors. What is compensating errors? For one debit you have made other debit. For one credit you have made another credit. Wrong credit, wrong debit. It will not affect your trial balance. It will not affect your trial balance. That means such a thing is called as, what do you mean by rectifying entries? All these entries are called as, what do you mean by compensating errors? For one you have done the other. Okay. Problem number 23. Compute the cost of goods sold for the year 2017-18 with the help of the following information. Stock as on 1/4/2017 5 lakh. Stock as on 31/3/2018 6 lakhs. Purchases during the year 25 lakhs. Sales during the year is 30 lakhs. Wages 2 lakh. Very simple concept. It is very simple. calculation of cost of goods sold. Opening stock within bracket you can write 1/4/2017 5 lakh. Add purchases 25 lakhs. Add wages 2 lakh. Then total it up. Then it comes to 32 lakhs. Less closing stock within bracket you write 31/3/2018. Closing stock 6 lakhs. Then 26 lakhs is called as cost of goods sold. It is always very simple. The formula is opening stock plus purchases plus all direct expenses minus closing stock is equal to CGS. I have already taught you this one in the last paper. That is, this can be called, that is called as sales minus gross profit ratio also equals CGS, that is cost of goods sold. It is one and the same. Now, question number 24. From the following information, find out closing debtors. Usually they used to ask credit sales when they ask you to prepare debtors account. Now they have asked you to find out closing debtors. It is one and the same. You need not worry. Debtors as on 1/4/2016. You know the debtors account how you should prepare. Total debtors account, date, particulars, JF amount, date, particulars, JF amount, debit side and credit side. So 1/4/2016 to balance brought down or opening balance, whatever you call, it is one and the same. 20,000. Cash received from debtors. Date has not been given. You need not worry. By cash 70,000. Then credit sales 1 lakh. So to credit sales 1 lakh. Then 1 lakh. Then discount allowed 5,000. By discount 5,000. Then returns from customers 3,000. That means goods we have sold that have returned. That is called as sales returns. So by returns 3,000. Then they have asked you to find out what actually closing debtors. So by closing balance or by balance carried down, it is one and the same. So total it up 1,20,000 1,20,000 0 0 0 into 1 into 42,000. Closing debtors is 42,000. All these tips I am going to get you why we should prepare debtors account, why we should prepare BR account, why we should prepare BP account, why we should prepare creditors account. All the tips, a separate one video will be presented to all the students from the examination point of view. Often and often I am repeating that you should gain knowledge not for the examination sake but for the life, right? 2020 February paper for 12 marks. We will answer all the question paper problems. 26th problem. Journalize the following transactions in the books of Vajreshwari Traders. 1/1/2017 business started with cash 2 lakh and buildings 3 lakh. It is compound journal entry. Bought goods on 4th 60,000. 5th purchased goods from Ramesh 20,000. 10th sold goods for cash 20,000. Bought stationery for rupees 6,000. 20th sold goods to Radhika 6,000. Paid salary to employees 10,000. 26 sold to Chaitra rupees 6,000. 28 Chaitra returned goods to us 200. That means earlier we have sold to Chaitra. Chaitra has returned means earlier it was sales. Now it is sales returns. Paid to Ramesh rupees 19,000 in full settlement of his account rupees 20,000. Earlier we have purchased from Ramesh 20,000. We are paying only 19,000. That means we are getting 1,000 rupees discount. I have already told you that discount is called as cash discount, which appears in the books. So now let us pass the journal entries. That is journal entries in the books of Vajreshwari Traders. Vajreshwari Traders. As usual, you know date, particulars, ledger folio, debit, credit. We will pass one by one. On 1/1/2017, 1/1/2017 started business with cash 2 lakh and buildings 3 lakh. So cash account debtor 2 lakh, buildings account debtor 3 lakh, to capital account 5 lakh. Capital account 5 lakh. 5 lakh. Started business with cash and building. You have to write the narration without fail. It contains marks. Next, bought goods for rupees 60,000. Nothing has been mentioned. That means we have paid cash. So 4/1/2017 purchases account debtor 60,000 to cash account 60,000. Purchased goods for cash. Purchased goods for cash. Finish. Next, 5/1. 5/1 purchased goods from Ramesh. That is credit. So purchases account debtor purchases account debtor, that is 20,000, to Ramesh account, 20,000. Purchased goods from Ramesh on credit, on credit, on credit. Next, 10/1, 10/1/2017, sold goods for cash 20,000. Cash account debtor 20,000 to sales account 20,000. Sold goods for cash. Sold goods for cash. Next, 12th, 12/1/17, bought stationery 6,000. That is stationery account debtor, stationery account debtor 6,000 to cash account 6,000. You should not confuse with your goods. Stationery means you must have purchased pencil, pen, rubber, ink, whatever it is, carbon sheets, whatever it is called as stationery. Stationery account debtor to cash account. Purchased stationery. Purchased stationery. Next, 20th one, sold goods to Radhika. 21/17, sold goods to Radhika. That means Radhika's account debtor, Radhika's account debtor 6,000 to sales account 6,000. Sold goods to Radhika on credit, on credit, on credit. Next, 24th, paid salary to employees. Salary will always be paid to employees only. So 24th, salaries account debtor, salaries account debtor 10,000 to cash account, to cash account 10,000. Salary paid to employees, paid to employees. Next, 26th, 26/1/17, sold to Chaitra. Sold goods to Chaitra. That would have been the correct transaction. Sold to Chaitra is not right one, but anyhow it has been given, but we should understand properly. It is called as sold goods to Chaitra. That means Chaitra's account debtor, Chaitra's account debtor 6,000 to sales account, to sales account 6,000. Goods sold to Chaitra on credit, on credit. On credit. Now the next is 28. Chaitra returned goods to us. That means earlier we have sold goods to Chaitra. She has returned. That is called as 28.117. That is sales returns account debtor. Sales returns account debtor. That is 200 to Chaitra's account. To Chaitra's account 200. Chaitra returned goods to us. Chaitra returned goods to us, which is also called as return inwards. Sales returns are return inwards. It is one and the same. Always I am expressing often and often the synonymous words. Why? You should get registered in your brain. Next, 30th, paid to Ramesh rupees 19,000 in full settlement of his account rupees 20,000. We should have paid to Ramesh actually 20,000, but we are paying only 19,000. That means we are getting a discount of how much actually? 1,000. That means it is a profit. So 30th 117. Ramesh account debtor. Ramesh account debtor. Total we should have paid him how much actually? 20,000. Out of that we are paying to cash account, we are paying only 19,000. To discount account 1,000. Discount account 1,000. Cash paid to Ramesh rupees 19,000 and received discount rupees 1,000. That's all. So what we have to think here is whether we have taken all the journal entries or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There must be 10 journal entries. Let us start one by one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That means we have taken all 10 journal entries. So total is 6,48,200. 6,48,200. First problem of 2020, problem number 26 is over. Now the next question is 27th question. Prepare proper subsidiary books from the following transactions. I will teach you one simple method again when compared to last two question papers, where it is simple. If you can make this practice at home, but don't do such things in the examination hall. It should get registered in your brain. For that I am teaching you the easiest method. Goods purchased from Sandeep 10,000, which appears under purchases book, PB, purchases book. Sold goods to Reshma, which appears under sales book, SB, sales book. Purchased goods from Priya, once again, which appears in purchase books. Returned goods to Sandeep. From earlier we have purchased from Sandeep, now we are returning to Sandeep, which is called as what do you mean? Purchase returns book, PRB, which is called as purchase returns book. Reshma returned goods to us. Earlier we have sold to Reshma, now she is returning, which is called as sales returns book, which is called as sales returns book. Next, sold to Chaitra rupees 9,000. Sold to Chaitra means it is sales book. Returned to Priya rupees 2,000. Earlier we have purchased from Priya, now we are returning, which is called as, what do you mean by purchase returns book? Next, goods bought from Shrikant rupees 6,000 at a discount of 10%. Bought is nothing but purchases, which is called as, what do you mean by purchase book? Now, supplied goods to Renuka. We have supplied goods to Renuka traders 20,000 at trade discount 20%. That means it is called as sales book. And these discount, they are called as trade discount, which will not appear in the books. You deduct discount and write the amount in the outer column. Return goods to Shrikant 1000. That means very simple. Earlier goods bought from Shrikant, now we are returning to Shrikant, which is called as purchase returns book. Very simple. Now we have done everything. Now we can calculate how many purchase accounts are there in the 1 purchase book, 2 purchase book, 3 purchase book, 4 purchase, no, this is 4, it is purchase returns. So there are 3, 1, 2, 3. Sales book, how many there? Purchase book, how many entries? 3 entries. Likewise, sales book, 1 sales book, then 2 sales book, then 3 sales book. So sales book, how many entries? 3. Then purchase returns book, 1 purchase returns book, 2 purchase returns book, 3 purchase returns book. So purchase returns book is 3. Then sales return book, it is only 1 sales returns book. So sales return book is 1. 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 3 is 9, 9 plus 1 is 10. Total how many transactions? 10. Let me calculate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now 10 has been not actually now clear. So if you make like this, straight away you can enter in those books and you can prepare subsidiary books. Okay. Now we have prepared what actually purchases book. Purchase book is what actually subsidiary books. It is as good as journal, right? It is sophisticated journal. Date, inward invoice number, name of the supplier, ledger folio, amount. We will enter all the purchases book entries. So PB, whatever it is there, that is just we write 1st of March 1/3/2016. Inward invoice number, either you can write it here or you can write it here. It is one and the same. You need not worry. That is Sandeep. Sandeep. How much amount? 10,000. 10,000. One is over. Next again purchase book is purchased goods from Priya. 7/3. 7/3/16. Purchased goods from Priya. How much you have purchased? Again from Priya, 10,000. There ends the matter. Next again purchase, where it is? That is on 24th you have purchased from Shrikant at a discount of 10%. 24/3/16 from Shrikant. Shrikant, how much? 6,000 less discount 10%, it is 600. So outer column you write 5,400. Either you can show it in the bracket or you can show like this. It is one and the same. But discount will not appear in the outer column, that is under the amount column, because it is trade discount. Now purchase book entries are over. Then purchase returns book. So purchase return book, very simple. How many transactions are there? 3 transactions are there. Let us write one by one. Purchase book, sales book, purchase return goods to Sandeep. How much actually? 2,000. That is on which date? 10. 10/3/16. We have returned goods to Sandeep. Sandeep, how much? 2,000. Finish. Then next, again purchase returns is return to Priya rupees 2000 on 20th 3 2016. Return to Priya, how much? 2000 again. Finish. Next, return goods to Shrikant 1000, that 30th 3 2016. Shrikant 1000. Now we have finished purchase returns book also. Now sales book. Sold goods to Reshma 6000, that is on 4/3/16, that is Reshma how much? 6000. Then again sales book, that is on 16th. Sold goods to Chaitra 16/3/16. Chaitra, how much? 10,000. Then where it is 26, supplied goods to Renuka traders 20,000 at a discount of 20%. So 26/3/2016, that is Renuka traders 20,000 less discount 20%, that is 4,000. It comes to 16,000. There ends the matter. Now only one entry is left out, that is sales return book. We have only one entry, that is we have returned, that is Reshma has returned goods to us rupees 1000 on 12th. So 12/3/2016, Reshma has returned goods. Reshma, it is 1000. That's all. Very simple. Now we have to write only the total. If you write the total, then you will get 12 out of 12. 12 out of 12. So very simple. The total of the first purchase book is 25,400. Then the total of purchase returns book is 5,000. Then the total of sales book is 32,000 and total of sales return book is 1,000. That's all. Okay. Now the next problem is 28th problem. From the following particulars of Mr. M.K. Traders, prepare bank reconciliation statement as on 31/3/2019. Bank balance as per passbook. That means it has been given passbook. That means from passbook to we have to come to cash book. That's why I have written you what actually calculation. That means we are coming from passbook balance to cash book balance. So it should be very, very clear first. It should be very, very clear from which balance to which balance you are coming. Next, check issued but not presented for payment, rupees 6,000. So it is very simple. When you issue check, then what happens to your cash book balance? Cash book balance automatically comes down. Because assuming I have 10,000 rupees in my account, I have issued a 10,000 rupees check, then balance will be nil. That means cash book balance comes down. But they have not presented for payment. That means passbook balance is showing more, whereas cash book balance is showing less. So symbol is what actually less. So less check issued. Check issued. How much actually? 6,000. Very simple. First entry is over. That means you have to deduct. Next, bank charges debited only in the passbook. Bank charges, when the bank charges has been debited, that means we have made some arrangement that you pay on behalf of me. For that I will pay charges. Then what happens in my account? The balance, what happens actually? Comes down. When they charge, it comes down. but it has not been entered in cash book, but cash book balance is showing what actually? More. Then what happened? Then you have to write add. So you should see that if this last sign is showing downward, it is less. It is showing upward, it is called as what actually? Add. So add what actually? Bank charges. Bank charges. How much? It is 200. Next, interest credited only in the passbook. Interest credited means when you get interest, then passbook balance what happens actually? Passbook balance what happens actually? Increases. Whereas cash book balance is showing less. Cash book balance is showing less because interest credited in the passbook, what it has not entered in the cash book. So once again, it is called as actually less interest credited. Interest credited, how much? 600. 600. Next, check deposited into bank but not collected by the bank. So when I deposit to the bank, I assume that my cash book balance has automatically increased because I have deposited the check, but which has not been collected. So passbook balance is showing less, whereas cash book balance is showing more. Then what I have to do? Add check deposited. Check deposited. How much? It is 3000. 3000. Next, telephone bill paid by the bank as per standing instruction. Say, I have informed the bank, pay my telephone bill every month. They have deducted. Then naturally what happens actually? In the passbook, my balance has come down. Assuming I have 1000 rupees, they have paid 500 rupees as telephone bill, then my balance will be only 500. But which has deducted only in the passbook, but cash book balance is showing what actually? More. Then what you have to do is add. 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 That is 800. That is telephone charges. Telephone charges 800. 800. Then next, direct deposit by customer. Direct deposit by customer means the customer has come and he has deposited into my account. Then passbook balance what happens actually? Which increases, but which has not increased in the cash book, which is showing less. Less. Then it is called as direct deposit. It is called as direct deposit. How much? 2000. 2000. Now how many adds and how many less are there? 1, 2, 3 add, 1, 2, 3 less are there. So 3 adds, 3 less. How many transactions are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Except balance, 6 transactions are there. So 6 transactions are there. Now we have to prepare. If you prepare this, what you call statement or calculation, then preparing BRS becomes damn easy. Now we will prepare bank reconciliation statement. Now we have to prepare bank reconciliation statement as on 31/3/2019, that is particulars, then amount, inner column, outer column. Let us write first add because we have already done. So balance as per passbook. Balance as per passbook. How much? 40,000. 40,000. Then add one by one. First let us take add bank charges debited in the passbook but not in the cash book. Bank charges debited in the passbook but not in cash book. cash book. How much? 200. What you can do? You can put a tick here. No problem. That means it has been entered. Next entry add is check deposited. Check deposited so much akle 3000. So second one is check deposited into bank but not collected and credited. But not collected and credited. 3000. Finish. 3000. Then one more add is there. That is what? That telephone charges. So third entry. Telephone charges. Telephone charges debited in the passbook. In the passbook but not in cash book. How much? It is 800. 800. Now all add has been done. 1, 2, 3 add has been done. Now just total it up. Then it comes to 4000. 4000. Total is 44,000. 44,000. 44,000. Now less. Number 1. Check issued but not presented for payment. Check issued but not presented for payment. Presented for payment. How much? 6,000. Inner column put here. They are NC matter. Next, interest credited rupees 600. Second one, interest credited in the passbook but not in cash book. How much? 600. Finish. Now last entry is direct deposit. How much? 2,000. Direct deposit made in the passbook but not in cash book. But not in cash book. 2,000. Finish. Total it up. It comes to 8,600. 0, 0, 4, then 5, then 3. This is balance as per cash book. Balance as per cash book. Finish. It is very simple. You just see, I never used the question paper again. When I wrote here all these things, very simple, automatically I can write what actually a bank reconciliation statement. And you say that how many entries? 6 entries. 3 plus 3, 600. So this is how you can verify by doing the problem. You need not be hurry. You may take 2 minutes extra. That is different. But you can work out the problem with 100% perfection. Now problem number 29. On 1/4/2016, Lakshmi Company Limited purchased a machinery costing rupees 2,800, which has been printed in the question paper. You just see it is not 2,800, it is 28,000. I will tell you why it is. And spent 2,000 for its installation. On 1/4/2018, it purchased another new machinery costing rupees 20,000. On 30th 9/2018, it sold a machinery which was purchased on 1/4/2016 for rupees 22,000. How can it be 2,800 rupees machinery can be sold for 22,000? It cannot have capital gain. It can have capital gain only for land not for any other item. Machinery one uses, it scraps, then naturally wear and tear will be there. So it is wrong printing. It is 28,000, it is not 2,800. Depreciation charged at 10% per annum on reducing balance method. Prepare machinery account and depreciation account for 3 years ending 31/3/2019. Which method? Reducing balance method. Say, I have told you, you are supposed to do what actually calculation first. Calculation of depreciation, that is machinery 1. Machinery 1. You have purchased that machinery on 1/4/2016. That is purchased, that is 28,000 plus 2,000 installation charges, total 30,000. You have sold that machinery on 30th/9/2018. So 31/3/2017 less depreciation at 10%, 3,000 minus. Then you will get 27,000 is the balance on 1/4/2017. Then again, that is balance. Again on 31/3/2018 less depreciation at the rate of 10% on 27,000. It is reducing balance method. On the opening balance you have to find out 2,700 minus, so 24,300. On 30th/9/2018, now we are in the year 2018, this is the balance on 1/4/2018. This is balance. 30th/9/2018. 30th/9/2018. It is very simple. April, May, June, July, August, September. How many months? 6 months. So 6 months you have to calculate depreciation. 24,300 into 10% into 6 months divided by 100 into 12. It comes to 1,215. You can calculate very straight away without this. 10% of 24,300 is 2,430. Half of that is 1,215. Very simple. So if you minus that one, the book value, it comes to 23,085. Now this 23,085 has been sold for rupees 22,000 less bank, that is sold 22,000. That means you have incurred a loss of 1,085. You have incurred a loss of 1,085. Now the first machinery is over. Second machinery was purchased on 1/4/2018. Machinery 2 was purchased on 1/4/2018. So purchased for how much? Purchased for rupees 20,000. Then 31/3/2019 less depreciation, that is 10%. 10% of 20,000 is 2,000. It is 18,000 is the balance. That's all for depreciation calculation. Why? They have asked up to prepare 31/3/2019. So up to 31/3/2019, it is for the new machinery only 1 year depreciation. After you deduct that one, it becomes 18,000. Now I will show you one more easy calculation of preparing your depreciation account. Easy calculation, and you will never commit any mistake. Say, it is very simple. 31/3/2017, you have depreciation of how much actually? 3000. So first year it is only 3000. Then 31/3/2018, 31/3/2018, you have only 2700. Then 31/3/2018 ಆದಮೇಲೆ 2019, you have two things. One is 30th 9 2018, you have a depreciation of 1215 plus you have depreciation of another 2000 of the new machine. So old machine sold, the old machine depreciation is 1215, new machine is how much actually? 2000, so 3215. You may ask, sir, why you did all these things? Very simple. When you prepare depreciation account, first year you transfer 3000 and transfer to profit loss account 3000. Second year, that is 2018, 2700, transfer to profit account 2700. 2019, transfer 3215, 3215, because it will be transferred only at the end of the year to profit and loss account. Why? Final accounts will be prepared only once in a year, not always. So any amount transferred to profit and loss account, it will be transferred to the last day. So last day of that year is 31/3/2019, 3215. So this is easy calculation you can follow for the next or rest of the problems. Now we will prepare machinery account. Yes, now we prepare machine account as usual, date, particulars, JF, amount, date, particulars, JF, amount. So you have purchased machinery on 1/4/16 to bank account 28,000. Again same date to bank account, that is installation charges 2000. So the cost of the machinery is how much actually? 30,000. No other transaction in that year. 31/3/2017 by depreciation account, that is 3000. So by balance carried down 27,000. So total is 30,000. 30,000. First year is over. Second year 1/4/2017 to balance brought down 27,000. In that year also no other transaction. 31/3/2018 by depreciation account 2700, by balance carried down 24,300. Total is 27,000. Then 1/4/2018 to balance brought down 24,300. On the same day you have purchased 1/4/2018 to bank account new machinery purchase for rupees 20,000. On 30th/9/2018 by depreciation account old machine for 6 months 1,215. By bank account 22,000. By profit and loss account loss, that is 1,085. You just check. If you add all these things, you should get 24,300. So very simple. So 1,215, 22,000, 1,085. If you add 50,034. So 24,300, 24,300, it is there. Now it is over. Then 31/3/2019 By depreciation account for the new machinery, it is how much actually? 2000. Now I hope you can remember why I have written this one. So now do 2000 plus 1215, total it comes to 3215. So by balance carried down, it is 18,000. You say that automatically your account will tally, that is 44,300, 44,300 automatically tallies. So one entry, last entry 1/4/2019, to balance brought down 18,000. It's very easy. If you prepare this one, it takes only 2 minutes or maximum 5 minutes to prepare machinery account. Now we will prepare depreciation account. Now depreciation account, date, particulars, JF amount, date, particulars, JF amount. Only 3 lines you have to write. So 31/3/2017. I have told you the what you call easy calculation. First year is how much actually? 3000. So to machinery account 3000. Then that will be transferred to which account? Profit loss account. 31/3/2017 by profit and loss account 3000. That's all. First year is over. Second year 31/3/2018 to machinery account. To machinery account. You need not worry. Easy calculation is there. Easy calculation is how much? 2700. Right? 2700. Then 31/3/2018 by profit and loss account 2700. Second year also over. Then 31/3/2019 to machinery account, it is old as well as new. 1215 plus 2000, it comes to how much actually? 3215. 3215. 31/3/2019 by profit and loss account 3215. It's easy. It takes only 2 minutes time to enter, provided if you have calculated that easy calculation. The whole calculation, it becomes easy for you to prepare machinery account and depreciation account. That's all. Now question number 30. Prakash sold goods to Kavya on credit for rupees 10,000 on 1/1/2017. On the same day, Prakash draw a bill of exchange for 3 months for rupees 10,000 on Kavya. On the due date, the bill was dishonored. Past journal entries in the books of Prakash and Kavya. It is bills of exchange. So you will get 3 transactions or 3 journal entries. Total is 6. So first, journal entries in the books of Prakash, date, particulars, LF, debit, credit. Which date? 1/1/2017. 1/1/2017. Goods sold to Kavya. Kavya's account debtor. Kavya's account debtor, that is 10,000 to sales account. To sales account 10,000. Very simple. Goods sold to Kavya on credit. Very simple. On credit. So first journal entry is over. Next, on the same day, Prakash drew a bill of exchange for 3 months, rupees how much actually? 10,000 on Kavya. So same day, 1/1/2017, bills receivable account debtor, bills receivable account debtor 10,000 to Kavya's account Kavya's account 10,000. A bill drawn on Kavya has been accepted. Has been accepted. Finish. Now the question is, on the due date, bill was dishonored. How to find out due date? I have already told you, date is 1/1/2017. 3 months you are given, you are supposed to take 3 days, what actually? Grace days. Then it becomes 4/4. It becomes 4/4. Very simple. 3 months, whatever it given. Even if it is given 6 months, say 6 months. But 3 days grace days must be always given as per the negotiable instrument. So date is 4/4/2017. Kavya's account debtor 10,000 to bills receivable account. To bills receivable account 10,000. Bill has been dishonored by Kavya on the due date. On the due date. So now we have already written journal entries in the books of Prakash. Now we can just write the total. Total of these transactions is 30,000. 30,000. Now we have to write in the books of Kavya. Now journal entries in the books of Kavya, date, particulars, LF, debit, credit. Sold goods to Kavya by Prakash. That means Kavya purchased goods from Prakash. So 1/1/2017 purchasers account debtor. Purchases account debtor 10,000 to Prakash account. To Prakash account 10,000. Goods purchased from Prakash on credit. On credit. First entry is over. Now the second entry. On the same day, a bill has been drawn by Prakash. So which has been accepted by Kavya. So on the same day means 1/1/2017, that is Prakash account debtor. Prakash account debtor 10,000 to bills payable account. To bills payable account 10,000. Now Prakash has been converted into bills payable. Bill drawn by Prakash has been accepted. Has been accepted. Very simple. Now on the due date, it has been dishonored. On the due date means the due date is 4/4/2017. 4/4/2017. So 4/4/2017 bills payable account debtor. Bills payable account debtor 10,000 to Prakash account. To Prakash account 10,000. Bill dishonored on the due date. Dishonored on the due date. Now, if you total, this one is also how much actually? 30,000. 30,000. If you write like this, you will get 12 out of 12, and definite one problem will be there on bills of exchange like this, either honored or dishonored. Now, problem number 31. From the following trial balance of Sri Ravi Traders, Raichur, prepare the financial statements for the year ending 31/3/2016. Now, I'll teach you one thing. In the last problem, how I told you, in similar fashion, I will teach you. But you are not supposed to write or practice this one in the examination hall. You practice at home, and naturally it get registered in your brain. So you need not worry for that, right? So, but to get it registered, yes, for that you practice at home. Capital 25,000. Capital where it comes? It comes under balance sheet liability side. Drawings, it comes under balance sheet liability minus. Land and building is an asset. Plant and machinery is an asset. Purchases and sales, it is trading account debit side and trading account credit side. Then returns, debit returns is sales returns, credit returns is purchase returns. So it is very simple, that is TRCR minus TRDR minus. That means the 5,000 should be deducted from 50,000. Then this 4,000 should be deducted from 40,000. That's why I have given you TRCR minus TRDR minus. Then stock, always opening stock, trading account, debit side. Furniture is an asset. Salaries, it is an indirect expenditures which appears under profit and loss account, debit side. Insurance means insurance premium, it is profit and loss account, debit side. Debtors and creditors, assets bar liability. That means debtor is an asset, creditors is an liability. Bills receivable and bills payable is also asset bar liability. Commission, you say commission on the credit side. So commission credit means it is received, it is profit and loss account credit. Interest, interest is received, it is credit side. So it is once again profit and loss account credit side. Carriage inward, you must be very careful. Carriage inward is a direct expenditure. That means it should appear under trading account debit side. If you have carriage outward, then you should take it on profit and loss account, because carriage inward is on purchases, carriage outward is on sales. Then wages, trading account debit side. Investment, investment is an asset. Printing and stationery is an expenditure, profit and loss account debit side. Cash in hand is an asset. Say how I wrote in the similar fashion, if you can just register in your brain, it becomes damn easy to prepare final accounts. Now adjustments, any adjustment outside the balance, that is the balance sheet, outside the trial balance, whatever it is, it should be affected how many times? Twice. So a closing stock valued at rupees 13,000. First, it appears under trading account credit side, plus again which appears as asset. That means how many effects? Two effects. Then outstanding liabilities, wages 400. Wages appears under trading account debit side, plus it is outstanding, it is liability. Insurance was prepaid to the extent of 50,000. That is profit and loss account debit side minus. Prepaid means which does not belongs to this year, belongs to next year, deducted. And again it is an asset. Again it is an asset. Depreciation on land and building, profit and loss account debit side, plus from the buildings account minus asset minus. That means all two effects have been written in the adjustment. Now what we should do? Now we should straight away prepare the trading and profit and loss account first. Now the trading and profit and loss account for the year ending 31/3/2016. Particulars, amount, inner column, outer column, particulars, inner column, outer column. You can say this one is debit side and this one is credit side. Now first, always start with stock. To opening stock, it is 7,500. Then two purchases, inner column 40,000 less returns 4,000. So outer column 36,000. Then likewise buy, sales, inner column 50,000 less returns 5,000. So outer column 45,000. Next, to carriage inwards, it is 300. Next, to wages, inner column 1,200, add outstanding wages 400, outer column 1,600. Then by closing stock 13,000. We have already shown you how to do the calculation. It has been already done. Now find out gross profit. To gross profit, carry it down. Total is 58,000. So gross profit is 12,600. Then by gross profit brought down 12,600. You can mark it like this. It is balancing figure. Next, to salaries 1,150. To insurance, inner column 200 less prepaid 50. So outer column 150. To printing and stationery, 800. Then to depreciation on land and building at 5%. So land and building 5% means it is 250. Then by commission 300. By interest 100. Then find out the net profit. That is 13,000 is the total. 13,000 to net profit transfer to balance sheet. It is 10,000 650. 10,650. Now trading and profit account is over. Now we have to prepare balance sheet. What all that I have written items like this, you can verify it has been shown earlier in your calculation part. This is how it should be registered in your brain in the examination hall. Even though if I don't write like this straight away, I can write in the trading and profit and loss account if you practice at home like this. Now balance sheet. On the liability side, take first what actually? Capital. You know capital is how much? Capital is 25,000. For that, add net profit. Net profit is 10,650. Add net profit. Then it comes to 35,650. Less drawings. 2,500. Right outer column 33,150. One item is over. Next, creditors is there. Write creditors. Creditors 5,500. Then you have bills payable. Bills payable 2,000. Then you have outstanding wages. Outstanding wages, that is 400. That's all items on the liability side. Now let us write the items on the asset side. Very simple. Land and building. Land and building 5,000. Less depreciation. Less depreciation 250. Outer column 4,750. Next, plant and machinery. Plant and machinery. Plant and machinery 3,000. Next, furniture. Furniture 5,000. Next, investments. Investments 2,000. Then next, debtors. Sundry debtors. Sundry debtors 7,600. Then bills receivable. Bills receivable 2,400. Next, cash in hand. Cash in hand 3,250. Then stock, that is closing stock. Those who do not understand, you can write within the bracket closing stock. When I am going to get you the tips, there I will explain you why stock it comes here, why stock always appears trial balance. That I will get you the tips. Stock, that is 13,000. Then prepaid insurance. Prepaid insurance, it is 50. Now if you total it up, then you will get same figure, that is 41,050. 41,050. Say, before we conclude, just will tell you how it will be. Say, just take one adjustment. As per the trial problem, closing stock valued at rupees 13,000. What I have written? Trading account credit side and asset side. You see trading account credit side, how much actually? 13,000. Then again asset, say in the asset that is stock closing 13,000. How many effects have been given? 2 effects have been given. Likewise, outstanding liabilities, wages 400, trading account debit side, and what actually? Liability. Say trading account debit side, wages for outstanding 400, 1,600. And again it is liability. On the liability side, mean outstanding wages, how much actually? 400. How many effects? 2 effects. Then in the similar fashion, insurance was prepaid to the extent of 50,000. What you have written? Profit and loss account debit minus. So profit and loss account, insurance 200 less prepaid 50, it is 150. And again it has been shown as what actually? Asset. So prepaid insurance is how much actually? 50. Now in the similar fashion, last adjustment, depreciation on land and building 5%, profit and loss account debit side, and asset minus. So depreciation has been calculated on land and building at 5% is how much actually? 250. And again in the asset, land and building 5,000 less depreciation 250, 4,750. This is how you have to give effect. That is, any adjustment will have 2 effects. Whatever the amount which appears in the trial balance, which will have only 1 effect. Whatever which appears outside the trial balance, which will have how many effects? 2 effects, right? So this is how you have to prepare the financial statements, that is trading and profits account and balance sheet. I hope you know how to find out this 12,600 and 10,050 from the total minus, that is called as balancing figure, that is balancing figure. I need not tell you because you are all commerce students. That's all. Now we will work out problem number 32. Manju keeps his books under incomplete records. Incomplete records is called a singularity system of bookkeeping. He provides you the following information. Particulars, so as on 1/4/2015, as on 31/3/2016. This is balance sheet items, right? You know that we have done in the previous problem how assets and liabilities. In the similar fashion, you can segregate. Cash at bank 5,000, 8,000 asset, bills receivable 3,000, 4,000 asset, bills payable dash 2,000 liability, debtors 20,000, 25,500 asset, creditors 16,000, 20,000 liability, furniture 10,000, 10,000 asset, investment dash 4,000 asset, building 50,000, 50,000 asset, stock 14,000, 16,000 asset. So only 2 liabilities, bills payable and sundry creditors. Apart from that, all other items are assets. Next, what the other information has been given in the problem? During there, Manju withdrew rupees 5,000 for his personal use, which is called as drawings. He introduced additional capital of rupees 8,000. So that is called as additional capital. Adjustment, depreciate furniture at 10% per annum. I told you in the financial statements, that is whatever the adjustment is there, that should be done twice. Say here also it will be done twice. Once it will be taken for statement of profit or loss. There once again it will be appearing in the revised statement of affairs. Appreciate building by 20%. It is also like that. Rent due but not paid is called as outstanding. That is also like that. Write off bad debts rupees 500. Say all these things first which appears under what actually statement of profit or loss, and again revised statement of closing affairs. So we have to prepare statement of affairs, that is combined statement of affairs, to find out capitals, statement of profit and loss for the year ended 31/3/2016, then revised statement of affairs as on that date. So let us prepare first combined statement of affairs. Now combined statement of affairs, liabilities 1/4/2015, 31/3/2016, assets 1/4/2015, 31/3/2016. Now cash at bank asset, cash at bank asset 6,000, 8,000. Bills receivable bills receivable 3000, 4000. Bills payable liability, bills payable liability dash 2000. Debtors asset, debtors asset 20,000, 25,500. Then creditors liability, creditors liability 16,000, then 20,000. Then furniture asset, furniture asset 10,000, 10,000. Then investment, investments dash 4,000. Then buildings, buildings 50,000, 50,000. Stock 14,000, 16,000. You just see once again how many items are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means we have taken all the items. Just total it up. Then the balancing figure is called as capital. That is called as 1,03,000 is the first one. 1,03,000 total, where you are going to get capital as 87,000. You can write dash here, that is called as opening capital. If you write capitals, it is enough, but still if you have confusion, that's why I am showing you. Then the total of other one is 1,17,500. 1,17,500. And the closing capital is 95,500, which is called as closing capital. You can write capitals. In the first column you will get opening capital, in the second column you always get what is closing capital. But still, if you have a confusion, for that sake I have done this method. You can follow either that method or this method, is one and the same. Now next we have to prepare statement of profit or loss for the year ending 31/3/2016. Now we write statement of profit or loss for year ending 31/3/2016, particulars, amount. So you are supposed to start with closing capital. Closing capital 95,500. Add drawings made during the year. It is personal use. How much actually? 5,000. Add 5,000. Then it comes to 1,05,000 less additional capital introduced. Additional capital introduced, that is 8,000. Then you will get 92,500 is called as adjusted closing capital less opening capital, less opening capital, that is 87,000. Then you will get 5,500 is gross profit. Gross profit. Now first portion is over. Next we have to take all adjustments into account. So, less expenses or losses. Expenses or losses. Depreciation is a loss, appreciation is a profit, rent due is a loss, rate of bad debt is a loss. So, number 1, depreciation on furniture at 10%. At 10%. If you do not know, 10% of 10,000, it is 1,000. Second one, rent due but not paid, that is rent outstanding. Rent outstanding, how much? 100. Next, third one, write off bad debts. Write off bad debts, how much? 500. So minus all these items, that is 1,600 minus, you will get 3,900. Then we have to add income or gain. You have only one item, appreciate building by 20%. Appreciate building by 20%. 20% of 50,000. 50,000. It is 10,000. Now it is 13,900 is net profit. Net profit. Now we have finished profit and loss account also. Now we have to prepare revised statement of affairs. So now we will prepare revised closing statement of affairs as on 31/3/2016. Liabilities, amount inner column, outer column, assets, amount inner column, outer column. Start with buildings. Buildings, inner column you write 50,000. Then add appreciation. Add appreciation 10,000. So outer column you write 60,000. Next, furniture. Furniture, inner column 10,000 less depreciation. Less depreciation 1,000. Outer column 9,000. Next, investments. Investments 4,000. Next, stock 16,000. Next, debtors, inner column 25,500 less bad debts. Less bad debts 500. Outer column 25,000. Then bills receivable. Bills receivable 4,000. Next, cash at bank, cash at bank 8,000. You just check one by one. Cash at bank 8,000 has been taken, bills receivable 4,000 has been taken, bills payable, we'll write it here, bills payable 2,000. Then debtors 25,000 has been taken. Then creditors 20,000. Creditors 20,000. Then furniture 10,000 less depreciation has been taken. Investment 4,000 has been taken. Then stock 60,000 has been taken. Now we have to do only one thing, that is, what is that? Capital. But before that, you know that one outstanding is there, outstanding rent adjustment. In the adjustment it is there, outstanding rent 100. Next, capital always opening. Here opening capital, how much? 87,000. Then add net profit, 13,900. Then add additional capital, 8,000. Add it in the inner column, it comes to 1,08,900. Less drawings 5,000. Then outer column 1,03,900. So we have taken all items, then we have to put the total. When you put the total, if it tallies, then it is called as, what you have done is right. It is 1,26,000. 1,26,000. So this is the end of the 12 mark questions of 2020 February. So I request once again that those who have not subscribed this channel, kindly subscribe and share among your friends and press the bell icon button to get continuous notification. And next you are going to get small tips, most important tips, and which problems are very, very important from the examination point of view. That I am going to get you a separate video after this video, so that it helps all the students. Thank you. All the very best.